Annie, welcome or welcome back to my channel, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you guys how I edit my thumbnails for free on my iPhone. So yeah, that doesn't need too much else of an intro. As I've said before, once your videos pop up on the recommended page or in search or in suggested sections, it is down to your title and or your thumbnail to either make people click onto your video or ignore it. So having very nice, very eye-catching thumbnails is a very important part of getting views and growth on YouTube. So today I'm going to be sharing with you guys what apps I use and how I edit my thumbnails for free on my iPhone. And I'm also going to share with you guys the little top secret YouTube checklist for what makes a good thumbnail or a not so good thumbnail in YouTube's eyes. So all that is coming up, and if you want to see any of that, then be sure to stick around and keep watching. And before we get into today's video, here are this video's shoutouts. If you guys want to be the next one in my next video, then go ahead down below and read my description box where I explain how to get the next shoutout in my next video. And also, if you have not joined my new Facebook group, you definitely should, because that is where I talk to you guys one-on-one, give you more one-on-one advice, and help you to grow your YouTube channel. So now with all that out of the way and nothing else left to say, I hope you guys enjoy this video and let's jump right into it. Alright, so let's turn on the screen recording of my phone and hope, pray to God, this turns out, because for whatever reason, whenever I record my phone, something always goes wrong. Alright, so first let's go into my photos, and let's just say this is the thumbnail I'm going to be editing for today. So this was a video I uploaded, I want to say like 2 weeks ago maybe. So yeah, this is the thumbnail I'm going to show you guys how I edited. This is the finished version, and this is before I've done anything and even touched it. So first thing I do is go into Lightroom. Again, Lightroom is a free app, and this is the thumbnail that I already color corrected. So let's reset that to as if I had not done anything. So this is the plain picture. First thing I do is swipe over to the presets icon and scroll down to my go-to filters, which are cooler, cool, and natural. I think for this one I'm gonna go with natural, maybe cooler. Yeah, maybe cooler. So presets you can pretty much get anywhere. You can get them on Etsy, you can get them from different Instagrammers or influencers. Literally just search up presets on Google and you will find a ton of them. These are just the ones I prefer to give my videos the look that I want. So then once I put on the preset, I slide over to the color tab and go up to mix. So I first take down the yellow because for whatever reason, this filter makes my teeth look super yellow. And then I'll also go to the blue and up the blue a tiny bit to make my eyes a little bit more blue. So once that is done, then I hit the arrow at the top and save it to my camera roll, and that is step 1. Then step 2, I go into Facetune 2. You know the app that everybody uses to like Facetune their bodies? Yeah, that one. So click the photo button at the top and click the thumbnail I've just edited. First thing I do is slide over to the defocus tool, and I hit the auto button, which automatically makes the background behind me super blurry. Then I will slide it all the way to the top to make it super blurry, then hit the 30 at the end and slide that up all the way as well. Then as you can see before and after, the background is super blurry, and that makes me or whatever the focus of the picture is pop out much more. So once I'm done with that, then I slide back over and go to the retouch button and hit whiten. So with whiten, I will basically just swipe over the background behind me to make it a little bit more white, turn like grays to white and make it a little bit more pop-ish. So yeah, that's pretty much all I do there, just blur the background and then whiten it. And once that's done, you can see the before and after. Then I hit the check mark, I hit the arrow at the top and save to camera roll. And that is the second step of my thumbnail editing. So then the next app I use is Fonto. So in Fonto, I hit the camera at the bottom, photo albums, and bring up the picture I just color corrected and hit done. That opens it in Fonto. Now I'm just gonna open up my YouTube app to see exactly what that thumbnail looked like so I can get it almost perfect. So it was this video, the mistakes YouTubers make. Okay, so for this, I click in the middle and then go to add text. So the text was here's why. Then I hit this to make it more centered and hit done. Then go up to style and hit stroke. I bring the alpha all the way to 100 and the width up to 10. Then go to style and hit alpha in shadow all the way up and bring the blur all the way down. Then I go to spacing, and usually the spacing for the letters I do between 3 and 4, and then for the line, usually about 35. Then I hit done, and then I bring the text up here. If I recall, it was sort of like more tilted this way, I want to say. Nope, the other way. So it was tilted this way, and I'm gonna make it just a tad bigger, maybe like 97. That looks pretty good, kind of like center just a bit more. So that's the first text. Then the second one said, "You're not growing." So I do the exact same thing. I type in, "You're not growing." I will center the text, go to done, style, add the stroke again, stroke of 10, style, alpha, blur, spacing of 3. Then go to move, press the center like this. And it's a bit big, so click it again and go to size. Then I bring it down to maybe like 85 or so, move, center, and I tried to get my text a little bit higher like this, because one thing that is super annoying is having my thumbnails look exactly as I want it to and super like aesthetic and cute, and then having the timestamp actually block my thumbnail. So I try to have my text a little bit higher up so that the timestamp doesn't cut off my thumbnail. So then that looks pretty much like this one did. So once that's done, I have all my text and everything, then I hit the arrow here and I will save it as a PNG, which, as you can see in my Photos app, will save it to my phone, and that is the thumbnail I have just made. So then what I do from here is I click the up arrow here and hit the airdrop button. This will airdrop it to my laptop so I can finish off my editing on my laptop, and it will also be there once I go to upload it to my video. When I'm uploading on my laptop, I'll have the thumbnail on my computer. So now as for the second part of my thumbnail editing, this is the one I always get questions about on like how I add drop shadows to my overlays. Whenever I have the like YouTube subscribe button or screenshots of analytics and stuff on my thumbnails, how I get the drop shadow on the back of the picture. Now the reason why I decided to film this part separately from the other part is that this part is not free. I have not yet found a free app that lets you do this. If you guys know of any, please let me know. The only one I've seen is a lot of people tend to use Superimpose, which is not free, or Canva, which you need the premium version for. So I'm gonna still show you guys how I do it, but know that this part is not free. Alright, so for this part, I'm going to pull up my laptop on screen, show you guys the screen recording. So what I do is I will open up the thumbnail I have just dragged and dropped onto my computer from my phone. So then I go over to my Finder and open up the desktop where I have this screenshot saved of the YouTube play button. I got this by just searching up on Google something like YouTube icon PNG or something like that. So I will hit the shift key on my MacBook and then just size it to the sizing I want and move it to the corner. Then I will tilt it a little bit. Then hit this to come out of the tool and hit place. That puts it in place. Then I will go over to the layers tab and click the icon. I will right click and go to blending options. Under blending options, I go to drop shadow, and that is what adds the drop shadow. So once you're in the drop shadow tab, you can play with like how dark you want it to be, how big you want the drop shadow to be, like really big, kind of small. Do you want it to be super dark, not very dark? Up to your personal preference. So how I make my drop shadows on my overlays is by bringing them into Photoshop, adding the drop shadow effect, and that is how I get the drop shadow on my overlays. So again, we'll do the same thing, drag in the screenshot of the analytic that I took from my YouTube Creator Studio, and I will just leave that here on the picture. This I didn't make too well. The text should have been a little bit lower, but you get the idea. Basically, just go back to layers, click that screenshot, blending options, go to drop shadow, and then add the drop shadow as I want it to be until I'm happy with how the thumbnail looks. Obviously, again, as I said, I would have liked the text to be lower because I would have had more space for the screenshot, but you guys get the general idea. Then what I do is go over to the file at the top, I hit export, quick export as PNG and save that to my desktop. And once I finish exporting this from Photoshop, then I'm left with this as the final image of my thumbnail for my video. So that, you guys, is pretty much it for how I edit my thumbnails, all the apps I use, how I get the blurry background, the super bright coloring, the overlays, the drop shadows. Hopefully, if you have ever had any questions about how I do my editing and how I get my thumbnails to all look the same, then hopefully this video was a good enough answer for you. Thank you guys so much for watching. Love you all to the moon and back, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye! If you guys have stuck around till the end of this video, then thank you so much for sticking around, and here is your bonus prize for having done so. As promised, here is the checklist of the things that YouTube uses to consider a quote-unquote good thumbnail. So if you want to, you can go ahead and screenshot this picture on screen here so that when you are making your own thumbnails for your own video, then you may have these for a reference to see whether or not you meet YouTube standards for a thumbnail. And once again, thank you for watching the video all the way to the end. Love you guys so much, and I'll see you next time. Bye!